Hello YouTube, Duke Freaks here with an updated video on, well, Simochi Burn. The reason I keep posting this deck so many times is there's not that many people that play it. I haven't found that many good deck lists. Sorry about that. It does have a couple proxies in it, as you probably just saw. It's pricey cards, 50, 60 bucks each. I'll go over them in a bit. But yeah, this is my Simochi Burn. It's 40 cards, may look thicker, but that's just because I double sleeve my cards. My favorite decks, I always like the double sleeve for protection purposes. Let's just get it started. Okay, I run a relatively high monster count. I don't really see that many Simochi Burns running over 10 monsters at the same a lot of the time, but I run 16. And there's still actually a couple monsters that I want to add. I want to add a Sangan and a Dark Arm Dragon. Those are two cards that I really want to add to this deck to speed it up a little bit. But yeah, the first card of the deck, triple Simochi the Fallen one. I don't run any Mystic Tomatoes in this deck. People always say you're supposed to run Mystic Tomatoes, but I don't know, I just don't have room for it. All these other cards in here seem to be key cards for this deck to make it run better. So, let me just go over it the simplest way I can. Simochi, level 4, Dark. It's a fairy, and whenever your opponent would gain life points, they take that much as effect damage instead. It's the same thing as the trap card, Bad Reaction to Simochi. It's got 1400 attack, 600 defense. You gotta run it at 3. It's a Simochi Burn. Come on. These things are 20 bucks a pop. It took me forever to find. I love showing them off. Double Lava Gold. Stuff gets obnoxious. You've got your Naturias, Barkion and Beast. You've got Dolka. You've got all the Ixseed spam. You've got your Zen mains. You just trib them off and give them this. It's theirs. Sure, they give them a 3000 beat stick, but do you like the snap? Sorry. I always laugh when I do the snap. Just never mind. Okay. Dub K Dad, yeah. Lava Gold. Great card, taking out your opponent's cards. I run it at 2. 3 is dead draw. Sometimes even having 2 of them is dead draw. But I love them anyway. Single Mete on the Time Lord. This guy has saved my butt so many times. He's fire, he's got 0 attack and 0 defense. You don't take any damage for battles involving him. And the only way you can have him on the field is if you control like no monsters. It's how do I describe it? It bounces everything back to the deck, I think. Let me see. Probably can't read that. Let me just read it to you. Cannot be special summoned from the deck. If you control no monsters, you can normal summon this card without tributing. This card cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects, and you take no battle damage from battles involving this face-up attack position card. At the end of the battle phase, if this card attacked or was attacked, return all other monsters on the field to the hand, and inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each card returned. During your end phase, shuffle this card back into your deck. So this card just bounces straight back to the deck while everything's just returned to the hand. And it inflicts burn damage too. Now this is the pricey card, the only proxy I have in the deck. I want to run 2 card Cards. They help a lot with this deck. They're pluses. You usually set up pretty well. You can have a great defense first turn. You just drop this guy, trip it off, draw 2. I don't have any of him yet. I used to run, I think one of these was a Mystical Space Typhoon and the other one was a Starlight Road. I turned around a Starlight Road and a Mystical Space Typhoon because I just thought those weren't working very well. Starlight Road, it didn't get hit very often. It didn't work very well. People always MST'd rather than Heavy Stormed a lot of the time. They're always afraid of the Starlight. But yeah, the 2 card Cards. Triple Reaper. I run a very defensive build. There's also double Marshmallow. These cannot be destroyed by battle. This guy right here inflicts burn damage, 1000 when he's attacked while he's in face down. Flip, take 1000. And thank you, David. I still have the nice blue, purple Marshmallow. Gorgeous. Everyone knows what Marshmallow and Street Reaper does. Those are great cards. And then I run double Fader. It really builds up a defense too. If you really have nothing, and it's one of those last-ditch efforts and you want to survive one more turn to get that lucky top deck, just drop a Battle Fader, and you've still got a little bit of protection next turn because they still got to attack it, actually. So double Fader, saved my butt many times. Morphing Jar. This guy also saved my butt many times. If you start out with a few traps in your hand and a couple spells, just set everything, set your Morphing Jar, they attack into it and you get a free hand. I mean, come on. You can explode with this card. He's a dead draw late game, because you usually have a few monsters in your hand, which kind of makes everything kind of sad, but you know. Those are all the monsters. There's 16 monsters in all, and a couple of them pricey. You can't get a hold of them. This you want to run at 3. Upstart Goblins. It's a +2 or +1. I don't know. I don't care about the plusing. All I know is it inflicts burn damage and you get to draw a card, as long as you have Nurse Rift on the field or Bad Reaction to Simochi. This card right here normally would give your opponent 1,000 life points. With this deck, it takes it away and you still get the draw effect. It's great. Triple Duality. If you weren't running Triple Duality, I don't know what you're doing. This deck does not special almost anything besides Lava Golem. And you've got all two of those. You can pretty much Duality every single turn and you're not going to be harmed by it at all. And it adds consistency to the deck. Then I run a single copy of Messenger of Peace and a single copy of Level Limit Area B. Both of these cards are in here for specific reasons. This is for everything except for Exceed material, and I threw in the Messenger of Peace because Exceeds bother the crap out of me. This thing here usually stops them pretty quickly. It doesn't revolve around level, it revolves around attack. Anything with 1500 or more attack cannot do any attacking. This one right here just makes it so level 4 or higher or switch to defense position. These two right here work really well together. I usually drop level limit, and if they throw down an Exceed, I throw in Messenger right on top of it. It stops everything. 1 MST, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Dark Hole. I only run 1 MST because, well, I don't really come across that much negation Dark Bribe-wise. I usually just get rid of a back row. Now with this deck, you don't want to run a Heavy Storm because you do have a little decent pile of traps that usually have to be set for a little while. And even some of them that can't be chained. So Heavy Storm doesn't really work very well for this deck. Monster Reborn, on the other hand, is a great card. It helps you if you want a tuner or something, or if you see a great card in the grave and you just want to use it for yourself. Even late game, I've Monster Reborn my own Lava Golem and just beat over things. And then Dark Hole, just in case you get in a little bit of a mess. Now here's the card that started it all. Triple Bad Reaction to Simochi. This card is a continuous trap card, and as long as it remains faceable on the field, whenever your opponent would gain life points, they take that much as effect damage. It's literally as simple as it is. Make me happy. Triple of another one of my favorite cards, Gift Card. When this card is activated, your opponent gains 3,000 life points. I've started out a couple games, triple Gift Card and a Simochi. Sometimes Nurse Rough Kill instead of Simochi. I'm a little more wary about that because of the whole Veiler thing, but if it's during your opponent's turn, you don't have to worry. Gains your opponent 3,000 life points. If you have 3 of these, they take 9k automatically. It's awesome. Paths of Destiny. Let's see. Paths of Destiny. You flip a coin. If heads, you gain 2,000. If tails, you take 2,000. With this deck, your opponent takes 2,000 automatically, but with you have a chance to gain it. I only run 1. It was too much of a risk at 3. It was too much of a risk at 2 even, and I needed a room for certain cards. So I just decided to drop one of my paths while I was at 2. Now I'm down to 1. A lot of people run 3. I just don't like it too much at 3. I need cards that help protect me in here. Ceasefire. This card, hilarious against Chaos Dragons. Set this, they explode, you activate it, it's kind of like they just automatically take 2,500 damage. And if you have a monster on the field, they take another 500, that's 3,000, and if you wait till they attack into a Marshmallow and then you activate it, they take 1,000 for Marshmallow, and then they take 3 grand, they automatically take 4 grand in 1 turn, and they can't do anything else afterwards. Ceasefire saved my butt so many times. I can understand why it's limited at 1, but I want it semi-limited. I do. Compulse and Double Bottomless. This is some monster hate. I've also got Mirror Force and Solemn Judgment. All of these are monster hate. This deck's monster hate is decently high. not much else to explain. Solemn Judgment pretty much negates anything. Mere Force destroys attacking monsters. Bottomless is great against those Exceeds that are out there. And then a single copy of Compulsory just puts anything backwards away. Just away in general. But yeah, that's my Simochi Burn. It works really well. I recommend building it. You can build it whatever way you want, of course. But this is my recommended build. Everything. Yeah. That's all I really had to say. It was a longer video than I expected. Almost 11 minutes. Yeah. Thanks for watching. And everyone have a great day.